the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Campaign Manager, Mr. Peter McMahon, Honorable Hakmo Uswajiman, Chairman of Council of Elders, Honorable Cecilia Dapa, Asabi, Stephen Intim, members of Parliament gathered here, colleague national officers, regional officers of the party. I've seen one major foot soldier from Kumasi who has joined us here today. Regional officers of the party, constituency officers across the country, electoral area coordinators, polling station executives and polling station members, and all new patriotic party members. I greet you and thank you for the good work that you've done for this party for all these years. Wednesday, the 28th of July, 2021, marked the 29th anniversary of our beloved New Patriotic Party. Being such a significant milestone in the life of our party and country, we rightly so should have been climaxing this anniversary with the necessary grandeur. However, due to the new normal imposed by COVID-19, we chose to have a limited media engagement rather than the full participatory celebration that this occasion deserves. Yes, indeed, the New Patriotic Party deserves to celebrate its contribution to the 29 years of democratic growth in this country. The NPP is a center-right political party. We believe in inclusive government for stability and prosperity. We believe in a Ghana beyond age, fostered through democratic practice for sustained economic growth. We believe in the private sector. We believe in individual enterprise. We believe in the family system, and we believe in the protection of the human rights of its citizens. Above all, we believe in listening and including all and sundry in the governance of our country. This anniversary marks the longest period of democratic practice in our country since independence. In the period, Ghana has earned an enviable reputation for political stability and security. Political stability is a valuable brand to be cherished, protected, and enhanced. The NPP therefore takes this opportunity to congratulate all stakeholders who have supported the growth of the Fourth Republic. Diverse political parties, the judiciary, parliament, the executive including public servants, the media, independent governance institutions of states, traditional authorities, security agencies, faith-based organizations, civil society, including but not limited to organized labor, professional associations, welfare associations, academics, students, traders, farmers, teachers, health workers, drivers, contractors, and artisans, the public services, the private sector, and the international community have all contributed immensely to the stability that has enabled this celebration today. Being our birthday, the biggest thanks goes first of all to the Almighty for bringing us this far. We also are very thankful to the founding fathers and mothers of our great tradition. From the days of the UGCC in the 1940s to the days of the Ghana Congress Party, the National Liberation Movement, the Northern People's Party, the Togolese Congress Party, the Gashifimope, the United Party, the Progress Party, and the Popular Front Party. This is our roots. We also remember the stalwarts who sacrificed their wealth, time, intellect to nurture and grow rule of law and individual rights in Ghana. Since the occasion calls for it. I will attempt to mention but a few in no particular order, mixing the old and the not too old, accepting that though it's impossible to name all the heroes and heroines of democracy here, they are known to the history of Ghana and especially to the group of the New Patriotic Party tradition. Forgive me in advance for the many significant omissions for those who stand in line on the last day to add up to our winning vote tally, are all heroes and deserve to be mentioned. I must also say that on this occasion, we thank our youth wing, our women's wing, our Nasara wing of our party. We also thank our vibrant youth at our various tertiary institutions that we've codenamed TESCON, and also thank our diaspora branches of our party. We also, on this occasion, thank all our voluntary groups that every now and then join the party during, before, and after elections for their wonderful job and invaluable services that they've offered this party and this country. I must start quickly by letting you know that, just as I said, we receive our certificate. If it is a corporate organization, it will be certificate of incorporation on 28th of July 1992. And the first executives then, the national chairman was B.J. Darocha. The general secretary was Ejenim Boatin. The treasurer, and no doubt he is now the chairman of the Council of Elders of our great party, Honorable Hakman Ulusu Ajimai. And just as I said, the first national executive, apart from the 3 officers who were national officers of the party, we had reps representing the various regions. We then had 10 regions. We have Frank Abieze Emisa, representing Western region. We have John Bosu Kwesistio, representing Central region. We have Henry Odate Lamte, H.O. Lamte, representing Greater Accra. Yao Albert Osebre, representing Volta region. We have Malon Mark Stephen Yawatin, representing Eastern region. We have Dr. Thomas Kwame Abuaje, who was the chairman of the party from the Ashanti region. We have Kojo Owusu Sechere, representing Bronafo region. We have Amadou Kalim, we popularly call Business, representing Northern region. We have Adam Amandi, representing Upper East. We have Abdullah Isahaku, representing Upper West region. This is the first National Executive Committee of the New Patriotic Party. We cannot, because I trace the history from UGCC. So there's a need for us to acknowledge our stalwarts who, throughout their toil, their hard work, and their resources, help in bringing this party this far. Pa Grants, J.B. Dankwa, S.D. Dombo, K.A. Buzia, F. Awuno Williams, R.S. Blay, Yi Akufu Ado, J. Christensen, J.W. Digraf Johnson, K. Bentil H. Enchil, Victor Owusu Aramponsa, Darocha I've mentioned already, Balfour Ose Akoto, Ato Okan, Saki Sek, B.K. Adama, Harun Eseku, K.G. Owusu Bonsu, S.G. Anto, J.A. Kufuor, His Excellency, Alaji Aliu Mahama, His Excellency, Dr. John Soforiata, M.K. Apalo, Mumuni Baomia, R.A. Kwashi, Kwesi Lamte, H.E.O. Obechebi Lamte, William Ofore Ata, K.G. Ofosu Ama, B.D.J. Forson, K. Amwakutu for Honorable Hawa Yakubu, Albert Edubuahin, Peter Ala Ajete Jato Kaleo C.K. Tedam, Stephen Kereku, I think that Hakman Oswajima, Mark Menu, His Excellency the President, and a lot of you who were there at the start saw the great contribution from Stephen Kereku to this party. Odoi Size, Adam Amandi, Rita Sobaria, Safu Edu, Sani Jani Selvi, Gladys Asma, Christian Church, Apia Minka, Teresa Tego, Michael Kwe, Aro Solomon, Nana Eddie Ankama, one of the longest serving regional chairman for Eastern Region, K.A. Eje Dakon, Agnes Okujeto, Kojo Enchi Eje, Amabuzia, Hakmausu Ajima, I've not acknowledged already, Ken Ous, Ken Nuwasu, Tome Ametopo, Peter McMenu, KK Sam, Davi Ama, Ajiri Blanson, IC Kwe, Dan Boche, the General Secretary who took us for the first time to power. Kwamna Battles, Jacob Echebilante, Cecilia Banama, Takra Jima, Bishop, and Asante Echi, Yao Oben, Menu J. Addison, Barry Edu, Ejeni Mboatin, FT Sai, Alaji Maiga, Osafo Malfo, Cecilia Dapa, Abdul Rahman Salifu, that is COP, His Excellency Mahmoud Baumia, and of course, our human rights fighter and sitting president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. On an occasion like this, sometimes it's a painful history when we try to recall what we now see as democracy was fought for by gallant men. To quote Dr. J.B. Dankwa, his statement that was adopted by the New Patriotic Party, and I quote, "The party's policy is to liberate the energies of the people for the growth of a property-owning democracy in this land, with right to life, freedom and justice as the principles to which government and laws of the land should be dedicated in order to specifically to enrich life, property and liberty for each and every citizen." Way ahead of his time, Dr. Dankwa had clearly stated the nexus between freedom and democracy. An individual guaranteed the freedom to associate, move, speak, worship, and work within the confines of unambiguous rules of law. Is more productive person than one who is oppressed by an authoritarianism. Thus, the NPP's current motto, development in freedom. The freedoms and rights you and I enjoy today was fought for, especially from the forebears of our political tradition. In the famous case of R.E. Akoto and 7 others, the list of freedoms and individual rights under Article 13(1) of the First Republican Constitution of the 1960 was construed by the Supreme Court as not being enforceable. They were only for moral suasion to the president, who could choose to uphold them or not. However, by 1969, Chapter 4 of the Second Republican Constitution, and thereafter Chapter 5 and 6 of the 1979-1992 Constitution of the Third and Fourth Republican Constitution republicly, enshrine human rights and freedoms. The NPP is humbly proud of the role its forerunners, founders, members, sympathizers, and adherents played in contributing to enhancing the rule of law and expanding the ambit of freedom of speech, association, movement, and non-discrimination by virtue of status, gender, religion, and ethnic background. That is who we are. We are a party rooted in rich tradition and strong principles and values, which were relevant in the pre-independence era, relevant during the times of independence and its aftermath, and even more relevant today and forever. The fact that we are the only political tradition in the country that have survived all republics in pre- and post-independence Ghana, including the most cancerous dictatorial regimes, and have stood the test of time, can only be a vindication of the richness and greatness of our political tradition a tradition that was not built around individuals, but it was built around strong principles and values. Since 1992, the NPP has been the champion of electoral reforms. We spearheaded the transition from opaque ballot boxes to transparent ballot boxes. We transitioned from black and white voter ID cards to color ID cards with pictures. We also was the first party in government who introduced picture ID cards for all citizens of our country. We used to have a situation where when the NDC was there, they limited picture ID cards to regional and district capitals alone, saying that it would be difficult for us to capture our brothers and sisters in the rural areas and in the hinterland. We felt that human beings are equal, so we must grant that opportunity for those in the district and regions to also have picture ID cards. This is the tradition of the New Patriotic Party. We also ensured a quantum leap from a manual voter register to a biometric voter register and voting. In spite of the disruptive threats of COVID-19, Ghana's general elections of 2020 have been hailed as perhaps the cleanest, most peaceful, and free and fair. Major benchmarks set by our party, led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, are the full financing without recourse to foreign aid of the 2020 election. For the first time in the history of our country, we've had general elections. It was fully funded by our own internal resources and not foreign aid from any other person. Out of the 8 elections held under 1992 Constitution, the 2020 election is the first ever entirely funded by government. The NPP is truly leaving a mark on democratic practice in Ghana once again. That is who we are. On the economic front, every policy of the New Patriotic Party in government is designed to benefit as many Ghanaians as possible. Moving from democratic rule in 1992, the NDC had massive support from the World Bank and the IMF. Yet by the election year of 2000, the country was a highly indebted, poor country. The NPP government of President Kufuor transformed the economy from a lower middle income status, found oil and gas in commercial quantities, restored and expanded cocoa production, and expanded the financial sector. President Kufuor also initiated the introduction of National Youth Employment Program and introduced the novel communication service tax to help fund job creation and social initiatives. President Kufuor directed and pioneered the unprecedented denomination of the Ghana's currency at a point CD was equivalent to the dollar. Growth rose from 3.7 in 2000 to over 8.7 by 2008. President Kufuor led Ghana into its first ever international bond market and took Ghana out of the straitjacket of IMF and World Bank policies subscribed by the NDC. The NDC unfortunately won in 2009 from a growth of 8%. By the time they lost power in 2016, they had brought the growth down to 3.7%. Ghana went back again to the strict restrictions of the World Bank, including ban on employment, arrears to service providers had piled up, and there was a debt overhang impeding the energy sector that led to the Doomsday lexicon entering encyclopedia of the world. So for the first time, Doomsday was acknowledged as a word in the dictionary and encyclopedia as a result of NDC incompetence. We took over again in 2017, when growth was 3.7%. Within just 2-3 years, by 2019, we've increased growth from 3.7% to 8.5%. We've restored macroeconomic stability. We've restructured our public debt profile. We've tamed DUSO and dealt with the financial sector crisis decisively. Over 2 million jobs were generated and initiated in agriculture and industry, which brought new hope. In April 2019, we had done well enough for the IMF to depart from direct control and revert to Article 4 consultation status. This is the New Patriotic Party for you. We successfully rolled out some integrated initiative towards agro-industry, which included 1 district, 1 factory, 1 district, 1 warehouse, 1 village, 1 dam, and planting for food and jobs. Heavy investments in the cocoa sector have resulted in the highest ever cocoa crop in Ghana, in excess of 1 million tons in the 2021 crop season. President Akufo-Addo has also championed a novel premium for cocoa farmers called the Living Income Differential, which pays farmers a substantial premium over and above subsisting world prices. Furthermore, with mobile money interoperability, enabling digital payments across diverse platforms, roping in 70% of the bankable population into the financial space. This has changed the face of banking in Ghana and is set to drive transactions in the African Continental Free Trade Area headquartered in Accra, which is another major plus for the New Patriotic Party and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's leadership. The president has also championed the successful establishment of a credible automobile assembly enclave in Ghana. Moreover, the revamped Ghana Enterprise Agency is set to drive the SME sector with appropriate policy support. Perhaps President Akufo-Addo's greatest achievement on the fiscal front is the expansion of the tax base by over 50 million names. This is a jump of nearly 5 times the number of taxable sources available, implying the possibility of no new tax or additional tax, yet with increase in revenues, as the current tax levels are applied to the vastly expanded base. This is progressive tax system that has been introduced. I must say, without any ambiguity, NPP, despite its center-right ideology, has implemented more social intervention programs than any other political party in the history of this country. Despite the fact that we are a center-right political party, because we care for the masses, we care for the poor, there's no party in this country that has implemented more social intervention program than the New Patriotic Party. Kufuor established the National Health Insurance and provided free maternal health care. He introduced the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty for Indigent Families and provided a capitation grant and the Ghana School Feeding Program. He undertook pension reforms, instilling sanity and bringing relief to retirees. He also initiated cocoa mass spraying, creating new jobs, higher yields, and increased incomes in the cocoa sector. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has also continued with innovative social interventions. One of his greatest legacies is free senior high school education. This is set to provide a literate society which will ensure skills and technical innovation to feed the industrialization drive of our government. We have also delivered 1 constituency, 1 ambulance program, a drone service for delivery of medical supplies. This is the first time, and our drone service here is one of the best in Africa, if not in the world. We quickly restored teacher training allowances that was scrapped by our predecessors. We also restored nursing training allowances. We introduced allowances for Arabic and Islamic instructors under the National Volunteer Service Program, and the absorption of examination registration fees for BECE and WASI candidates. He also brought NAPCO, which employed over 100,000 graduates. You remember that before we came, before 2017, we were under the strict aprons of the IMF. As part of the condition, employment had been freezed. Because of the innovative policies of our government, we were able to get out of the aprons of the IMF, and by this, we were able to introduce NAPCO, which employed over 100,000 of our youthful people, or youthful Ghanaians of our country. Now, NAPCO employees are being absorbed into permanent jobs in the public sector. The Zongo Development Fund that was established is also expected to transform the lives of many youth through skills training as well as modern sports facilities in selected communities. The NPP government is the champion of rapid digitization of government services to improve access and turnaround time, reduce human contact, and ensure integrity of payment and receipts and the quality of records. Paperless POS system, digital address system, online passport application and processing system, online production of driving licenses, national identification card system, national health insurance system are all taking government service delivery to a new level. The recent launch of the Ghana.gov platform will make things even better, as most government services may be accessed online from the comfort of your home or offices. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the best ways of preventing corruption, including minimizing human contact and strengthening the capacity of regulatory and monetary enforcement agencies. President Kufuor legislated the strengthened public procurement and internal audit systems. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has enhanced the legal framework and invested heavily in improving the financial and operational capacity of independent regulatory and oversight agencies, including the judiciary, SHRAG, IOCO, the security services, and parliament. The NPP has also established the Office of Special Prosecutor with unprecedented independent powers to initiate investigations and prosecute corruption. He has also ensured that after pending in Parliament for over 20 years, the right to information bill or legislation has been passed. We've also passed a new Companies Act and also passed Land Act to ease bottlenecks in the private sector. As for free speech, both Presidents Kufuor and Akufo-Addo are enthusiasts of the media and media freedoms. They significantly enhance the space for engagement with the repeal of the criminal libel law. President Nana Addo Dankwa has gone further with the passage of the age-long right to information bill and also set up the Right to Information Commission. Free speech has expanded tremendously, especially with the heightened resort to social media. Along with the expansion has come investment in infrastructure and services, creating a new brand of jobs, incomes, and multiple channels of feedback. The vibrant social media culture has led to the establishment of one of the most successful and enviable social media corporations in the form by Google and Twitter. They've established their corporate office here to take care of the whole of Africa. This tells you that the business environment in Ghana is very, very peaceful. Ladies and gentlemen, friends in the diaspora and stakeholders, politics as practiced now is the best alternative out of all the governance systems Ghana has experienced since independence. We've had one-party rule, we've had military rule, we've had authoritarianism, we have also tried the Westminster parliamentary system. Arguably, none of those systems endured because they did not provide the inclusiveness and participation that we crave as governors and the governed. Mistakes will obviously be made, but the endurance of the Fourth Republic in the face of fierce partisanship demonstrates that the democratic institutions and processes, however slow and uncertain, is the best way to go. Mr. Chairman, I am pleased to once again inform the Ghanaian people that very soon the party will provide the opportunity in every neighborhood for you to register your name and join this great tradition. We have also initiated setting up of the Party Institute that will take party people through the study of communication, policy analysis, our ideology, understanding our ideology, research, and other related political issues. The NPP humbly asks that you support the party school to succeed, to further enrich policy delivery and democratic process. Ladies, I cannot end my review of the past 29 years without a comment on the global COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic threatens our very way of life, affecting not only our health, but also disrupting businesses and social activities. Due to COVID, the IMF estimated that the global economy would contract by 3.5%, and there will be a reduction in trade of 9.6%. It is instructive to note that in the year 2020, less than 30 countries throughout the world recorded a positive growth, and Ghana was one of them. In Ghana, swift mobilization of technical, material, and financial resources, as well as smart planning, have led to a quick rebound from a depression in growth of 0.4%. We are estimating that by the end of the year, we'll grow by 4.7%. Other countries are growing in negative numbers. If you check other countries and their debt profile from 2019 to 2000, most of the countries are having debt deficits of over 10% increments throughout the world. In some cases 20%, in some cases 10%. So the debt overhang and debt difficulties are things that are with us throughout the world, but we have taken the bold step. We are not seeing what is being seen in other worlds where people are dying by the day. The president has taken the bold initiative, and his initiative with a statement that he made that he knows what to do to bring our economy back to life. What we do not know how to do is to bring people back to life. This is an iconic statement that the whole world has taken cue from, and our government is running top high in the management of COVID. I want to plead that it is not over yet. Let us continue to observe the safety protocols, and it is our own life that we are observing. And I believe that with the sterling leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we shall make headway. We shall make headway. The New Patriotic Party shall make headway. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we continue to extend a hand of hope to our foot soldiers and youth, and assure them that they will always remain the heart and soul of the party. The longer the party manages Ghana, the more likely we will all enjoy inclusive growth. The longer NPP manages Ghana, the more opportunities for new jobs and higher incomes. The longer NPP manages Ghana, the more social intervention like free education and improved health care. The longer NPP manages Ghana, the more the private sector will expand with jobs for the youth. On this note, I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for your attention. Assalamu alaikum.